Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, has been issues in Tanzania during the campaign, during the election, and even after the election, as far as the issue of people who were killed in Tanzania, especially when the protest erupted. Hundreds of people, including foreigners and Tanzanian citizens, lost their lives. They were actually caught up in the mix, and very many questions are still being asked by the victims' families. Now, with that still fresh in our mind, yesterday, there is a news that were emerging from Tanzania that the Tanzanian police officers actually have arrested a 30 years man with a dual citizenship of Kenya and the USA, a man in a ranking of a sergeant in the US military. So this guy is a US military officer arrested in Tanzania, the allegation of being in possession of grenades. And I want us to look on the statement that was shared by the Tanzanian authority. Then also we give our views on the same as far as this issue is concerned, because there are many things happening in Tanzania. This is a statement from Tanzanian authorities. Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania, Wizara ya Mambo ya Ndani ya Nchi, Jeshi la Polisi Tanzania, Ofisi ya Kamanda wa Polisi, Mkoa wa Polisi Tarie Roia SLP 02 Tarime, tarehe 16 mwezi wa 11 mwaka wa 2025. Taarifa kwa umma. Jeshi la Polisi Mkoa wa Polisi Tarime Roia, leo Novemba 16, 2025, majira ya saa 12 mchana, saa 6. Hiyo saa 6, yani 06:00 mchana, katika eneo la mpaka wa Tanzania na Kenya, Sirari limemkamata Charles Onkuru Ogeta. Huyu lazima atakuwa ni nasaba ya Mkisii, mwenye cheo cha sajenti, akiwa na mabomu manne aina ya CS M63 ya kurushwa kwa mkono, akitokea Kenya kuingia Tanzania kwa kutumia gari yenye namba za usajili KDP 502Y aina ya Toyota Land Cruiser. Sasa already hii ni KDP. Sasa hii imesajiliwa hapa Kenya, tuseme tu kwa ufupi. Mabomu hayo, kwa mujibu wa sheria ya umiliki wa silaha, hata kama angeomba kibali cha kuingia nayo nchini, asingeruhusiwa. Ushahidi unaendelea kukusanywa sambamba na kuhojiwa kwa tuhuma hizo, ili hatua stahiki kwa mujibu wa sheria ziweze kuchukuliwa dhidi yake. Kiswahili ndio hicho. imetolewa na kamanda wa polisi mkoa wa Tarime Rorya. That is the statement from the Tanzanian authorities that a Kenyan American US Army sergeant by the name very clearly mentioned has been arrested in Tanzania. Now, I want us to continue with our discussion about this news. But before we go deep into that, I have a quick and humble request for those who are watching the channel and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to our discussion. Now, I think the officer who has been arrested is linked to the US Army. So we can say a US Army has been arrested in Tanzania. Forget about the issue of dual citizenship. He will be handled in that manner. The US government is going to fully do a follow-up on anything that will be happening on this guy. Remember when Miguna was even being deported from this country to Canada? He has a dual citizenship, but the Canadian government was carefully following that issue. They were really following it because he is their citizen. So same thing here. The US government and the military will be following this to understand how they're going to treat their own. Now, the issue of trust about Tanzanian authorities is also on the question. Tanzania is a country where even media has no any freedom. They are not even comfortable with the international media houses like Aljazeera, CNN, BBC, the Voice of America. You can name them. Ziko nyingi. They are not comfortable. In fact, even during the election, they were not allowed. That's why Larry Madayo was supposed to be in Tanzania, but he never attempted to go to Tanzania. That is the same country that has arrested a US Army officer and alleging that he was found with grenades. The issue of trust is on the table. There can be a possibility that a US Army officer was a dual citizenship as a Kenyan also has been arrested in Tanzania. But the question is on the other issues that they are putting on him. Alikuwa na magrenade. That is also is on the question. Is it possible that the officer was arrested with grenades? There is a possibility that Tanzanian authorities are not comfortable having the US officers there. Kwa sababu hawa jamaa wanaweza kuja wako kule, but they have these hidden cameras and they are doing their own research and investigations on what has been happening in Tanzania, collecting some evidence. One of the easiest way of doing so ni kuwa na watu kama these officers. Can reach in areas and collect some information with those hidden cameras. So the best way to block these guys from going on with their activities is to arrest them whenever they attempt to access Tanzania, then level some allegation on them. Hii ni njia moja tu ya kuzuia huyu jamaa kuwa arrested na yale alafu wamwekelee. Si ni jambo huwa linafanyika, hata kitambo ilikuwa inafanyika hapa Kenya. Wakati wa Moi ungekamatwa alafu kisha wanakuwekelea tu hata bangi. Bangi ndio ilikuwa jambo rahisi sana. Polisi tu anasema ni kama anakufanya search, alafu kisha anachukua bangi anaachilia kwa mfuko wako, kisha akitoa hivi anasema ulikuwa na bangi. You are arrested. Tabia kama hizi bado zinafanyika Tanzania. It can be one way of arresting this guy then just kwa sababu ya kutotaka vita na US, wanamwachilia tu, wanasema rudi sababu amepatikana na makosa, rudi asionekane kule tena. Lakini mabomu yao ya kuwekelea, that is my prediction. Because this is a country that has avoided the issue of media freedom. How do you trust such a country? The issue of trust is a big issue. Alafu pia wa Kenya, serikali ya Tanzania haina amani ama imani sana na wa Kenya vile they are operating in Tanzania. I don't know your views. So please let us meet in the comment section so that we can continue with this punchline discussion. Thank you so much for listening to me up to this far, and see you in our next video.